Whenever a person goes and they do something that negatively affects another person, then my sympathy for that person goes down to zero. Zilch. Nothing. Absolutely not. And I don't...
Wow, so you must hate yourself. Because that's kind of your entire brand, sir. Group of streamers who are all pretty disgusting. I'll leave Emiru out of that list, but led by this guy on the right, Asmongold, the Cockroach King. You probably know him. Emiru, who was his partner for a while, came forward a couple of weeks ago with a very horrifying list of details involving sexual assault, sexual abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, and honestly, what sounded like living in an absolute hell world, because this guy on the left, Mizkif, apparently is a monster creep. And for people who didn't know that he was a monster creep, I mean, the writing's been on the wall for a while. He had a roommate that was accused of sexual assault, and apparently he had worked allegedly behind the scenes to try and stop larger streamers from talking about it or bringing attention to it till it got completely unable to be contained, at which point he then had to eventually condemn the actions of his roommate and, you know, return to streaming all teary-eyed, being like, oh, you guys have no idea how hard it's been. After the revelations came out by Emiru of the amount of abuse that he had been enacting upon her, he tried to go on the attack and did his own series of videos where he said that she abuses rabbits. That was his defense. And also, of the list of abuse, and content warning for anyone who wasn't aware of it, she describes in detail an encounter after they had separated, where he had come over to her house and she was crying and lying on the couch crying, and he tried to comfort her, and she didn't push him away, but she was in tears at the time, and he went from that to kissing her to eventually sticking his hand down her pants. And then at which point she screamed and he jumped off of her and then suddenly was like, oh, what? I feel like I did something wrong, and then left, is her accounting of the tale. His version of the story is that he was having a consensual sexual encounter with her. In the middle of that consensual sexual encounter, he misread the room, at which point he then stopped and left. And I don't know anyone who thinks that you should be having sexual encounters with people who are crying outside of fucked up rapists, but that's his version of the story that he has put out there. Now, obviously, a lot of people are like, you're disgusting, you're a monster, what the fuck is wrong with you? So he's suing them all. He's taking them all to court for apparently emotional damages, because everything has been so hard on him after all this information came out, and he's now going to be suing Asmongold and suing Emiru, which I'm sure will not be a complete and utter disaster for him in the middle of all this. Matthew Mizkif Ronaldo, one of Twitch's most well-known streamers and a founding member of the OTK content group, has filed a federal lawsuit that's now shaking the online entertainment world. On November 4th, Mizkif formally sued his ex-girlfriend, Emiru, Shunk, fellow streamer Zach Asmongold Hoyt, and several associated companies like OTK Media, Mythic Talent Management, and King Gaming Labs Incorporated, alleging defamation and reputational harm after a wave of abuse allegations surfaced online. The lawsuit follows Emiru's October 25th Twitch stream, where she accused Mizkif of sexual assault, stalking, and domestic abuse. According to the lawsuit filed in federal court, Mizkif argues these allegations were false and have inflicted, quote, significant harm to his reputation and career. Mizkif is seeking damages for lost earnings, emotional distress, and reputational damage, making one of the most public and complex legal battles yet to hit Twitch's tight-knit creator community. After Emiru's recent Twitch stream detailing a relationship with Mizkif, she described several incidents that left her feeling physically and emotionally uncomfortable. Emiru claimed Mizkif tried to control who she spent time with and continued contacting her after their breakup. Her statements, which included allegations of sexual harassment and distress, sent shockwaves through the streaming community and quickly went viral across streaming platforms. In his own response stream, Mizkif admitted to acting inappropriately and being controlling, but countered that Emiru had also been violent. He denied the extent of her allegations, accusing her of mistreating her pets and misrepresenting their relationship. Despite his response, most of the streaming community sided with Emiru. Prominent streamers, including Asmongold, publicly condemned Mizkif's behavior, intensifying the fallout that ultimately led to the dismissal from OTK Media. In the lawsuit, Mizkif accuses Emiru, Asmongold, and OTK of working in concert to falsely accuse him of serious criminal activity to damage his standing and seize control of the ventures he helped establish. The legal document emphasizes that none of the organizations involved, including OTK, Mythic Talent, or King Gaming Labs, sought his comment before cutting ties. Additionally, the lawsuit claims that Mizkif owes nearly $896,000 in fees to Mythic Talent and King Gaming Labs, asserting that these contractual breach allegations are baseless. Mizkif seeks compensation for, quote, reputational harm, lost earnings, and emotional distress. He's also accused OTK of wrongful termination and reclaiming over 1 million shares of the company stock after Emiru's allegations became public. According to Mizkif, these allegations caused significant financial losses and emotional distress, particularly given OTK's public statement that cited threats of personal and professional harm towards Emiru. Neither Emiru nor Mizkif have publicly commented since their respective broadcasts, and Asmongold has not addressed the suit. I assume he's probably going to wait to see what lawyers say. That'd probably be the first thing. Like, I know everyone just rushes to turn everything into content, but I assume at this point, if any of them are clever, especially if they have tons and tons and tons of money, like Asmongold, he's probably calling his lawyers first, who will tell him, do not do that. Just wait. Let us do our jobs, and we will go over this. Don't hit the streaming world and start saying anything that could be used in this defamation lawsuit against you. The last time I think either of them posted anything about this was at least on Asmongold's channel 7 days ago, where he posted this. It's only 2 minutes.
Mizkif tries to use drugs to defend himself in his offline chat, claims that he has changed since moving to LA. Why would you do this? I'm gonna go back. I was suicidal, depressed, and taking every type of drug to short-term fix my brain. And in doing that, I hurt myself more. I was on steroids because I thought it would fix myself. I was taking shrooms every day to fix my brain, but that destroyed me. Never take shrooms when depressed, like ever. I would take my head and push it into my pool, trying to myself on shrooms. So for 2 years, all I did is take shrooms to fix my brain and steroids to fix myself. I tried acid and that backfired. Oh my god. In doing that,
I didn't know steroids were involved. They are pretty notorious for people having, fits of rage, known colloquially as roid rage. So I don't think that helps the story at all. I mean, being like, hey, during that period of time, which I am accused of physical abuse, emotional abuse, and sexual assault, I was taking an inordinate amount of mushrooms and steroids.
I know I fucked up so bad and I hurt so many people about me. I lashed out, I was angry and out of my mind. I did take steroids that gave me insane anger issues. You could tell when I got off steroids a year ago fully. You can't just get off it. I take full accountability. I just wish I didn't go for drugs and really focused on fixing myself. I'm proud of my progress this year. What progress? What about like last week?
Can you clarify what, if anything, was said to her team at TwitchCon? I said that if she goes after me, then I will go nuclear because you can't mess with me anymore. I don't have anything to lose.
Wait, yeah, bro, like what is this? Every time I closed my eyes since 2022 while I was in Austin, I envisioned different ways of killing myself. Wow. We're gonna pull this, we're gonna ult and we're gonna use the suicide card. Well, I wonder how people that you treated badly feel themselves. Oh, that's right. We don't care about them because it's about you. Wait a minute. Oh.
I'm gonna kill myself, honey. I'm gonna kill myself, please.
They're both awful people. Unbelievably awful people. Both of them. Asmongold and Mizkif. And again, it's one of those situations where it's, let them fight. Absolutely let them fight. Horrifying monsters fighting each other, using their massive platforms against each other.
Okay. Really cool listening to people's private voicemails.
This might work on a handful of girls out in LA, but this is not gonna work on the roach in Texas. Also, like, you should thank Miz for putting this evidence on a silver platter. Yeah, bro, like, why would you say, you should talk to a lawyer before you tell everybody that you've been on drugs nonstop doing crazy shit. Like, don't...
Even Asmongold is calling it out. That's so funny. Because, yeah, he's now on the receiving end of a lawsuit. I mean, this video is still up, by the way, so I'm pretty sure this is going to be entered into evidence. You know, I can't say, again, not a lawyer, cannot offer anyone legal advice. I have no idea how the following court proceedings are going to take place, but I'm assuming this is going to be part of it, where you have an unbelievable amount of documented typing out. Yes, during the period of time in which I said or I have been accused of doing horrifying and vile acts, including sexual assault, sexual abuse, physical abuse, and emotional abuse, I at that time was taking a daily dose of mushrooms and steroids. Don't know if that's going to help your case. Like, okay, that's bad. that's what a fucking nightmare combination. Look, I have nothing to say about steroids. Right, I've never tried them. I've only heard negative things. I've both in film, cinema, and people I know who have taken anabolic steroids. That it seems fucking horrible. Not only does it have horrifying effects on your body, destroys your heart, gives you obscene amounts of acne. You know, apparently shrinks your testicles, like all this other weird shit like that. It's just so unbelievably unhealthy for you. And the net benefits of doing this drug seem to be like unbridled rage and like a very weird physical body type that I think kind of scares everyone. I don't know a lot of people who see just like enormous beasts of men and they're like, oh wow, that's sexy right there. Like don't get me wrong, there's people who hit the gym a lot and have very, very beautiful physiques and are not using anabolic steroids that can look super, super hot. Once you cross over into that kind of like, you know, you are just a giant muscle, essentially, just a gigantic muscle, you know, just a single bicep flexing as a human. Yeah, it gets pretty horrifying. Mushrooms, on the other hand, can have a lot of benefits, especially for people with poor mental health. And I'm not here to talk shit on mushrooms or people who want to use them, especially therapeutically, or people who want to use them safely in you know, safe conditions to enjoy life and, you know, try to have some ego death, existentialism, see pretty colors, all that kind of stuff, you know. But doing them simultaneously, that sounds horrifying. Talk about a nightmare combination, you know? Yes, I've decided to start taking HGH, yep, acid and PCP. What? Yeah, all together. Just all at once to see how it helps. HGH, acid, and PCP. That sounds terrible. It does not sound like a fun combination of drugs.
But you think you should have probably talked to somebody before you said this? Like, damn, you did not need to say this, but it's been said. And that's it. No, I never have any, like, whenever a person goes and they do something that negatively affects another person, then my sympathy for that person goes down to zero. Zilch. Nothing. Absolutely not. And I don't.
Wow, so you must hate yourself. Because that's kind of your entire brand, sir. That's what the entire channel is. Okay, guess what we're going to do today? Are we going to play a game, Asmongold? Maybe. But first, we need to talk about how angry I am at trans people. I saw this clip on this account, Libs at TikTok. I also saw it on Andy No. And apparently there was a trans person, and they had a trans flag, and they put it in a national park. I'm so mad about that. I have to talk about that for a while. I am so angry. I hope you all get very angry with me.
Feel that way to people that are good actors. I don't feel that way to people that feel bad. But whenever I have somebody that's like that, bro, it's a negative. Actually, I wouldn't even say zero. I would say negative.
But Emmy was also violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me, and I punched.
Oh, yeah, I totally forgot about that part. You can't leave that one out. So, in his defense stream, he talked about how it was actually mutual abuse, and she was physically abusing him. And his examples were that she threw plushies at him. Yeah. I don't know, like, if you've ever seen the background of Emiru streams. She's got, like, a mountain of Kirby plushies. I assume those are probably the projectiles of choice, throwing plushies at you. Again, just one of the weirdest, like, you know, over the years, we've seen so many fucked up either apology streams or I guess attack streams or whatever you want to call it, when there's a prominent man who's usually accused of sexual abuse, sexual assault and stuff like that. But I mean, there has been women as well. Who can forget the ukulele stream when she was accused, I forget her name, but when she was accused of a lot of fucked up stuff, grooming, sexual assault of children, all this kind of stuff. And she decided to sing a musical about how she was not a groomer, but just a nerd. It was so goddamn strange. So Miranda sings. That's right, Miranda sings. Yeah, who can forget Miranda sings? The evil Miss Rachel. So that was a whole scene. This one was really fucked up in that it was just like, all right, hey everybody, I'm going on the attack, and then to get ready, I'm dropping receipts. I know I've been accused of all this fucked up shit, sexual assault, sexual abuse, all this kind of stuff, but I'll have you know that she's not the angel you think she is, all right? She abused me. She threw Kirby plushies at my face. She doesn't take care of her rabbits. I mean, yeah, so I you know, that is also something that's bad. And also for this entire sexual assault charge, I just gotta let you know that we were having a consensual experience, but I just misread the room and then I left. And yeah, that's what happened. And it's like, in what world are you trying to save face by saying that while someone was crying and in distress, you tried to initiate a sexual encounter with them? Like, that's fucking gross. If someone's crying, in what part of your brain is like sexy time? So part of this has definitely shown me that you're ready to have consensual sex with me.
First off, thank you so much to our patrons for making this show possible. We could not fund it without you. And if you want to join, please check out patreon.com/theserfs to unlock bonus episodes, uncensored content, and all the good stuff. Thanks to Anna Loves Riley, Addercap, Bobby Lasers, Cheryl Alvarez, Comrade Junkie, Doug Caddy, Everything Important, Hegbard Salim, Multimondi, Omni, Political Papi, Preston Kroll, Quiet 185, Riley and Anna, Roller Dragon, Cernicus, Stellar Gwyn, Sebastian Demmel, Tigwick, and Words Greenwood.